Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. Within the last hour, a jury has been chosen to decide the closely watched murder trial of Karmelo Anthony.
More than 500 people were on the list of potential jurors, but the jury will not include anyone who is black, despite this case being racially charged. Fox 4's Alex Boyer joining us now. Alex.
Welcome to On Go. You heard that correctly. There's not going to be one black juror for Karmelo Anthony. Out of the sea of faces that were there, not one black jury member. What does this mean for Karmelo Anthony? Is he going to get a fair shake? Is he going to get a fair trial? And that's my question to everybody that is watching this video or comes across this video, man. Let's listen to the coverage and see what happened on day 2 of court today.
Hey guys, good evening. That's right. And I can tell you that a court spokesperson confirmed that there are indeed no black jurors on this panel. And I can tell you that before this jury panel was seated, the defense objected to 3 black women being struck by the prosecution. Now, the prosecution contended that it was due to the fact that the women were educators, noting that this incident happened at a school function with young students. The defense then pointed out that those were three of those were 100% of the available black jurors in what's called the strike zone, adding that the state struck all 3. The judge went out and reviewed their questionnaires and came back and said that the defense's challenge to the 3 jurors being dismissed was denied. The judge said the court found that the state had non-racial means to strike the jurors. Now, background, Karmelo Anthony, 17 at the time, is accused of fatally stabbing 17-year-old Austin Metcalf last year at a Frisco ISD track meet. Anthony was reportedly sitting under a tent for a school that he did not attend. Witnesses say the two got into an argument and Anthony stabbed Metcalf in the chest. Metcalf died in his twin brother's arms. Police said that Anthony told them he acted in self-defense. Now, this case has become racially charged, fueled in large part by online speculation, rumors, and misinformation. On Wednesday, attorneys for both sides got an hour and 45 minutes to question the reduced poll of these potential jurors. They were questioned on their views on a variety of topics, including race, how they felt about serving on this case, and if they would hold it against the defendant if he chose not to testify on his own behalf. The defense also tried to gauge if the potential jurors would be uncomfortable giving Anthony a lower sentence if there is a guilty verdict. I talked to a jury consultant about the process so far.
It's an excellent team on both sides. I believe Bill Worski has, he's a veteran prosecutor. He's tried some very high-profile cases. And then Toby Shook has been both a prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney. And then Mike Howard is an excellent criminal defense attorney as well. And they, along with the DA, it's going to be a very well-tried case.
And I did speak with Allison Richardson before the jury was sat, so I did not have a chance to ask her about these late-breaking developments. Now, this high-profile case continues to draw supporters and spectators to the Collin County Courthouse. We saw another group of folks demonstrating at the entrance of the courthouse this afternoon. We expect that to continue throughout the trial, which the judge hopes to have wrapped up by the end of next week. And I can tell you that 19-year-old Karmelo Anthony was in court today for the proceedings. He was wearing a suit with a tie and a purple shirt, which is also the color many of his supporters have been wearing. He did take some notes during the proceedings. I can also tell you that there does appear to be some minorities on this jury panel. Again, however, none of them are African American. Opening statements begin tomorrow at 9 a.m. Back to you.
Okay, Alex Boyer in
That's nasty work, y'all. That is nasty work, bro. No black jury members for Karmelo Anthony, man, in a highly racial trial. This is going to be a highly racial trial, and he doesn't even have not one black juror. What does this mean for Karmelo Anthony, man? Is this going to be a fair trial for Karmelo? And this is my question to anybody that's watching this live video on any of these channels. What do you think this is going to mean for Karmelo Anthony? I heard that his defense, Mike Howard, was pretty good too. I heard he was in there objecting to them striking jurors and different things like that. I heard he did pretty well, but I heard the prosecution is pretty sharp. The leading prosecutor, I heard he was pretty sharp. He was in there like putting his energy on the courtroom. So this is going to be a battle, and we understand that Karmelo Anthony's being tried as an adult. He's being tried as an adult, and I know it's a scary time for him. I know it's real scary for him. But he came into court. They said in day 2, he had on a blue suit. He had on, I think, the colors of like purple and something like similar to that color, which all of his supporters are wearing. And he has a very low cut now, like a clean cut. His hair is not the same way how it was before. He has a clean cut. He came in pretty sharp. I heard his energy was pretty good inside the courtroom, but during the proceedings, when certain things was being mentioned, he began to slouch, and the defense was kind of urging him to like keep up your posture and bring across that confidence and that positive type of energy, because it also spills into the jurors. But out of 500 jurors, they whittled it down to 250 from there. But all of the black people have been struck. So now his jury is going to be an all-white jury in basically damn near all-white town. And I don't know what that's going to mean. Not to say, because juror 142 stepped up today and said, listen, y'all, I can't see myself putting a brother doing that. You know what I mean? Sentencing a brother to that type of stuff. I just can't see it. Then also a white woman stood up and said something similar to what that person said. You know what I mean? So who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? I don't know what this is going to mean for Karmelo Anthony, man. But I don't think this is a good sign. I just don't think this is a good sign. I heard that some radical type people are out there already around the court, you know what I mean, saying what they need to say out there. So as this trial begins to heat up, you are going to see some racial elements outside that court. Hopefully nothing leads to nothing physical outside that court, whether people are on one side or the other. I do want to support Karmelo Anthony, though. You know what I mean? I don't think that he did that maliciously. I think that, one thing that was mentioned today during the court proceedings is that actually Mike Howard, the defense, brought it up, and it was objected to and sustained, that he had a right to be there. A person that has a right to be somewhere is also a defense, right? But also that the same way that Texas is a state that you could open carry one of those, a pum pum, you can also carry a shiv. You can also carry a little pocket rocker. You know what I'm saying? You can carry one of those as well. So, because, a lot of people are saying, why did you have the knife in the first place? Why did he have a knife? But in the state of Texas, the same way you're able to open carry and carry a pum pum, you're able to also possess a knife. Now, what he did with the actual weapon, that is a whole nother story. And hence we're here at his trial now. You know what I mean? So to all my people that's there, boots on the ground, man, I'm trying to get down to the court maybe about next week, week 2 or something like that. This is just the beginning of the jury selection process. I think court should start about, if not mistaken, tomorrow. Tomorrow we should have some opening arguments, hopefully, and this thing will get under wraps and start as quick as it could be. It seems like they're trying to get this under wraps as quick as they can. They're also going to be Saturday sessions, so I'm like, damn, they have Saturday sessions as well. So they're also going to have Saturday sessions of court as well. So it seems like they're trying to wrap this trial up very, very quick and get it out the way. There's no live streaming in the court. No videos being taken, even though it was a state case. You can carry cameras and stuff like that into those buildings. I covered the Diddy trial, which was a federal trial, so you're not able to film and use your camera. But also during the trial, Diddy's trial, while I was covering the federal trial, I went to Harvey Weinstein's case, which was down the block from me, you know what I'm saying, where I was. So I went over there, and that was a state case. And even though I had my independent journalist pass, my press pass and all of that, I was able to bring my cameras, and many other people had cameras in that court because it was a state case. So it just shows you the judge is putting gag orders, all types of things are going down, I guess, to make sure that Karmelo gets a fair trial and to try to keep it on the up and up as possible. But when there's no black jurors, if you was in this trial, God forbid that you ever would be, and you are a melanated person, in a town that's damn near 60, 70% not your color, and then you're going to trial for your life, right? For your life. And there are no people on the trial that on the jury that looks like you. I just think that shit is asinine, man. I just think it's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy, man. Salute to everybody. Check the video section. I'm doing uploads. I'm going to constantly update y'all and upload. So check my upload section. Check the short section. Make sure you're dropping likes on everything. Subscribe to Uda On Go. Salute to everybody. Uda On Go is on all platforms, the same name. My Cash App, PayPal, everything is all the same name. So salute to everybody that's supporting this. And hopefully, God willing, I'm able to get to the trial next week or so and start to see what this is and put my energy on this trial. And, you know, I'm always going to cover something unbiasedly. I'm going to tell you when the prosecution's cooking. I'm going to tell you when the defense is cooking. But, you know, in this case, I got to say, man, I don't want him to get convicted of this. I don't. I really, really honestly don't, man. You know what I mean? And I'm just going to say that openly. You know what I mean? But I'm going to try to be unbiased as much as giving you the content and giving you exactly what's happening and transpiring at the trial. So I'm working on a lot, man. So regardless of the fact, even if I get down there, I'm also working on the transcripts of obtaining the transcript for a couple of my news sources and my people that I've met that I know from the news stations. And yeah, so hopefully I've made the calls out already. They're working on that for me. So hopefully they get me the transcript. So regardless of the fact, before I get there next week, or if I don't make it, God forbid, however, I'll still have the transcripts so we can actually read and go over what's happened in the court, piece by piece by piece, and we could all break that down. Salute to my girl, Queen Sheba, that's down there. Salute to my girl, Neek at Night, that's also down there. And my guy, Sherrod Daak. I think Mel, which is watching the World 77, is also on his way down there as well. So I will be shadowing some of their content, using their lens, what they're seeing from inside and outside the court. Make sure you subscribe to their channels. I've already done a few reactions to a couple of their videos. I'm about to upload another video by Queen Sheba, which I've reacted to as well. So listen, make sure y'all dropping likes on those videos. Make sure y'all go over there and view some of that video that I've been uploading. Show your support, show your solidarity, especially if you want Karmelo to beat this trial, man, and win this case, man. You know what I mean? Most definitely show the love where it needs to be shown. All right. Like I said, the team, his supporters are wearing purple in solidarity for him. He came out with a shirt today that was similar to that same color, hence my purple hat. I don't want to see that, especially on the back of this Rick Child case. And I watched how that went for Cyrus. Even though he was possessing a weapon, I don't think that he made aggressive moves with the weapon towards those people. I don't think that he ever really aimed it at the son at all. You know, I think that Rick Child did what Rick Child did. I see a lot of people's online defending Rick Child, which is crazy to me, and they look like my color. But if that was your child, would you be saying the same things? So I think in my way, because Rick Child, I heard he done hit like 3 people and ain't seen no jail time. I think that he's kind of racial. That's just me. You know what I mean? But a few people was online today saying that they don't think that Rick Child was racial. But if this was your kid and your child, would you have that same energy? And I think that we're so desensitized, and I think that there's a disconnect that if it's not our immediate family or it's not your child, then we do not connect with people. And that shit needs to stop. That needs to stop, man, because there's no way y'all going to be on these panels talking like this. If this was your child, you would be over there saying that? No, you would have been saying Rick Child was racist and all those other things. So let's just keep it real with each other, man. You ain't got a front for me, man. Let's just keep it real. You know you would have said that, okay? You know you would have said that. So listen, stop in the name of damn love, please, okay? Because I don't believe their story. I think they doctored their story. I think they put that thing together. That's just me. And I felt very sad for Cyrus's family. Even though he was young and possessing a weapon, he was out of pocket and he went in that damn store with no money in his damn pocket. So what the hell he was in there for in the first damn place? But how scared do you got to be to run out your damn shoes, not only drop your phone, but drop your mother's phone as well, running home? Like your mother ain't finna cut your ass because you ain't got her goddamn phone. Think about this shit. I don't think that he tried that with these people. Those people, Rick Child and his son, chased him down for $1 water, bro. if the stories was turned and the tables were turned and he actually opened fire on Rick Child, what would we be saying? That man was stupid. Why are you running this man? Why are you running him down for water? You got a whole business. It's only $1 damn. It ain't that serious. You would have been saying that. Okay. So when we are talking about things on these panels, I want us to put ourselves in the shoes, man, and stop talking about things from an outside perspective, because that's what's giving you that leeway to say certain things, man. If this was your child, how would you feel? How would you feel? And I don't think Karmelo went to that tent to start trouble. I just don't. I don't think that he went to that tent to start trouble. I just don't. There was a storm. There was a lot of things going on. You know what I mean? Condolences to the family that lost their son, the Metcalfs. Condolences to them. You know what I mean? RIP to him. This is a tragic situation, regardless of what side of the fence you're on this. One child has lost his life, and another one is potentially could lose his freedom for a very long period of time. So there's no winners in this case. It's two families that are saddened by everything that happened, regardless. So there's no winners in this case, man. There isn't. Okay. Why did Karmelo do it? I don't know. We don't know. Today they was talking about in court. Will he testify? And do they have to tell him if he does testify? But it's not up to the defense. It's up to the prosecution to prove everything they need to prove. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. So, and in a case like this, I don't even know if Karmelo should speak, especially no black jurors on there. I don't know, bro. And I heard that prosecutor, it's like a team of 4, I think, if I'm not mistaken, 4 prosecutors and 3 defense attorneys, if I'm not mistaken. All pretty strong, but no matter if you think you practice and you can lie, is better than anybody that ever lied. You know, even if you're telling a story that is truthful, when you get in front of those prosecutors, these people do this for a living, man. They will poke holes in your story and make your story seem fake. And you could be telling the truth about your own family, which is the damn truth. And they'll make you look that way. So I don't know if I'm certain that he should testify in this trial, but y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all thinking about this. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the new developments. There's no black jurors in this case for Karmelo Anthony. And do you think that he's going to get a fair trial? Do you think that Judge Roach is doing everything he can do to have a fair trial for Karmelo Anthony and them obtaining unbiased jurors? Okay. That is my question to everybody. Salute to all of y'all. I'm about to upload a couple of videos, so make sure you're checking my upload section. Make sure you're dropping likes on everything. Make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're showing your support, and make sure you're showing solidarity over here, okay? Rude is not a fake one. I'm a real one. So make sure we keeping it real with the real ones, because y'all be online jacking the fake ones. And that ain't me. Learn it. Uda, 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 always on go. Crazy as hell, man. I'm tired about this shit. This shit got me tight. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks.